Hola mis amores, it's Tía Lupita here. Pour yourself un cafecito, get comfortable, porque today I need to tell you about mi comadre Verónica and her goddaughter Sofia. And let me warn you, this story is going to make your blood boil before it makes you want to stand up and applaud. You know how I always say, blood is thicker than water, but gratitude should be thicker than both? Well, Sofia learned that lesson in a way she'll never forget. Because sometimes, mijas, the people we love most teach us the biggest lessons. And sometimes, those lessons cost them everything. Today, I'm gonna tell you about Verónica Flores, a woman who gave everything, literally everything, to her goddaughter. But Sofia decided to throw it all away for a wedding dress and a fairy tale that didn't include the woman who built her foundation. And then, mijas, Sofia discovered what it cost to take your madrina for granted. Let me tell you how it all went down. So I get a call from Verónica one afternoon. Her voice is strange, mijas. Not sad exactly, but hollow. Like someone had reached inside and carved out the important parts. Lupita, she says, can I come over? I need to talk to someone. I knew immediately something was wrong. In 30 years, I've never heard Verónica sound defeated. Of course, comadre. Come now. I just made pan de muerto. 20 minutes later, she's sitting at my kitchen table, and she tells me everything. And mijas, I had to put down my coffee because my hands were shaking. Let me tell you Verónica's story, the way she told it to me. Verónica Flores became a madrina when she was 28 years old. Her best friend Maria had just given birth to Sofia, and when they asked Verónica to be the godmother, she said yes without hesitation. Verónica, Maria said, we want someone who will always be there for her, through everything. Someone who loves her like she's her own daughter. And Verónica meant it, mijas. She took that responsabilidad seria mi personal como la gente nunca entiende. Sofía's padre no estaba en el piso. Dejó cuando Sofía tenía 6 meses. Just gone. Checked out. So Verónica se puso al puesto. Y si quiso ser una segunda matrimonio, siendo padrina de ahijamiento solamente. Cuando Sofía terminó 15, Verónica pagó por su quinceañera, $18,000, for a party. But it wasn't just a party. It was a promise, a statement to the world. This girl matters. This girl is precious. This girl deserves to know her worth. Verónica worked double shifts at the hospital. She's a nurse, by the way. Worked there for 30 years to save that money. Sofía, mija, she told her at the quinceañera, holding her hand in her new white dress. You are going to do extraordinary things. I'm just helping you get started. Sofía hugged her madrina and cried happy tears. Te quiero, madrina. Thank you for everything. Those words stayed with Verónica for years. Then came college. Sofía got accepted to UCLA. Full ride scholarship for academics. But still, books, housing, transportation, all the things a scholarship doesn't cover. Verónica didn't hesitate. I'll handle it, she told Maria. For 4 years, Verónica sent Sofía $500 a month, $48,000 in total. But Sofía doesn't know the full amount because Verónica always made it seem casual, like she had extra money lying around. She didn't. Verónica worked night shifts so Sofía could sleep in air-conditioned dorms instead of a hot apartment. Verónica skipped vacations, skipped new clothes, skipped small luxuries, so Sofía could focus on school without worrying about money. When Sofía graduated, she threw her arms around Verónica. I did it, madrina. I got my degree. You did it. Mija, Verónica correctamente. I just helped hold you up while you climbed. Sofía got a good job after college. Marketing firm, decent salary, benefits. Her life was taking off. And Verónica? Verónica was so proud she could barely talk about it without getting emotional. But then, Sofía fell in love. His name was Diego. And mijas, from the first moment Verónica met him, she had reservations. He was charming, don't get me wrong. Handsome in that slick way that makes you nervous. Always talking about his dreams, his big ideas, his plans to be rich and successful. But Verónica is a smart woman. She recognized the type. All talk, no follow-through. Still, Sofía was in love, madly, hopelessly in love. And when you love someone, you want them to be happy, even when you're worried they're making a mistake. He's going to propose, Verónica told me back then. I can feel it. and Sofia is going to say yes. Is that bad? I asked her. No, Verónica said, but it's going to complicate things. I can feel that too. 6 months later, Diego proposed. Sofia came to Verónica's apartment in tears of joy, showing off the diamond ring, talking about wedding plans, asking Verónica to help her find the perfect dress. Verónica hugged her goddaughter and tried to feel happy. But that voice inside her, that wise voice that had protected Sofia her whole life, that voice was whispering warnings. Then Diego came to Verónica with the real story. He was at a family dinner, Verónica's apartment. She'd invited them over to celebrate the engagement. Sofia was in the kitchen getting dessert. Diego pulled Verónica aside. Madrina, he said, and something about how he said it made Verónica's skin prickle. I need your advice. About what? I'm starting a food truck business. Sofia says you're really successful, that you manage money well, that you've done well for yourself. Verónica didn't know where this was going, but she was nervous. I'm comfortable, yes. Why? I need investment capital. $45,000 for a gourmet food truck operation. It's going to be huge, madrina. Within 5 years, I'll have 10 trucks. Within 10 years, a restaurant empire. He looked at Verónica with eyes that were hungry in a way that had nothing to do with food. Sofia said you'd probably help us, that you always help her. And now that we're getting married, family is family, right? And there it was, mijas. The real reason he wanted her involved. Not his advice, her money. Verónica kept her face neutral, but inside she was calculating. $45,000. That was her retirement fund. The money she'd been saving for the last 10 years. Money she desperately needed because she was planning to retire in 5 years. I'll think about it, she told Diego. Talk to your family, see if they can invest. They won't, but you will, because Sofia asked. He smiled, and it wasn't a nice smile. That's the power family has over you, isn't it? He walked away before Verónica could respond. But he was right, and he knew he was right. And Verónica knew that he knew. That's when she started getting scared. The wedding planning began immediately. Sofia wanted everything modern and elegant. Those were her exact words. I wanted to feel different from typical Mexican weddings, she told Verónica. I don't want to exclude our culture, but I wanted to feel sophisticated, you know? Translation, mías. I want a white wedding. I wanted to feel fancy and American, and nothing like my mother's culture or my madrina's world. What do you mean? Verónica asked carefully. Well, for example, I don't want traditional mariachis. They're so loud and, they're nice, but they feel old-fashioned. I want a string quartet. Verónica said nothing, but she was listening. And the decorations? I want elegant centerpieces, not those bright, colorful flowers that feel too fiesta-y. I want white roses, maybe some gold accents. Clean, simple, sophisticated. I see, Verónica said. And madrina, I love you. But, here it comes, Verónica thought. But I want the wedding to feel really polished, and I'm worried that having too many traditional Mexican elements might feel, I don't know, like it doesn't match the vibe I'm going for. Verónica set down her coffee cup very carefully. Sofia, what are you trying to tell me? Sofia wouldn't meet her eyes. I'm not inviting my godmother to be in the wedding party. The silence in that room was louder than any mariachi band, mijas. Oh, Verónica said quietly. It's not because I don't love you. I do. But Diego's mom and my mom, they'll be in the wedding. And my friends from college. And I only want bridesmaids I'm really close to. I've known you since birth, Verónica said. I paid for your quinceañera. I put you through college. I'm not really close to you. Of course you are. But I'm trying to keep it to a specific number and... Sofia, sweetheart, look at me. Sofia finally looked at her madrina. When did I stop being family? Sofia's eyes filled with tears, but she didn't answer, because the answer was the problem, mijas. The answer was when I started wanting to be something you're not. Something different. Something that doesn't include the person who loves me most. I'm sorry, Sofia whispered. Please don't be upset. Verónica forced a smile. I'm not upset. I understand. You want your wedding to feel a certain way. I get it. But Verónica was upset. and she understood perfectly which was worse. Sofia was ashamed of her. Not of her love necessarily, but of what she represented. Working class, immigrant, traditional, Mexican in a way that didn't fit Sofia's image of herself anymore. A week later, Sofia asked Verónica to lunch. Madrina, I need to ask you something important. They were at a cafe in Beverly Hills, which should have been Verónica's first warning. Sofia never suggested places like this. I'm asking you, would you be willing to help fund the wedding? I know Diego mentioned his business and he needs capital. So if we could do both, I was thinking maybe $50,000? Verónica actually laughed. Not a happy laugh. The kind of laugh that comes out when you can't believe what you're hearing. Sofia, your wedding is going to be $50,000? It's not that much for a Beverly Hills wedding. Most of my friends' weddings cost more. And it includes the caterer, the venue, the flowers, the string quartet, the photographer, the videographer. Sofia, do you know what my retirement savings are right now? Sofia looked uncomfortable. No. Wait. $120,000. Money I've saved for 30 years. Money I need to retire in 5 years. Money I was planning to use to travel, to buy a small house somewhere warm, to finally stop working night shifts and take care of myself. Sofia said nothing. You're asking me to give up half of that, to throw a party that you specifically don't want me to participate in. And simultaneously, you're asking me to fund Diego's food truck, which I have serious doubts about, so that he can have the lifestyle he thinks he deserves. Madrina, Sofia, mija, I need you to hear something. Are you listening? Sofia nodded. You are asking me to sacrifice my future for your wedding and your husband's dream, while also making me feel small enough that I shouldn't even be in your wedding party. That's not love, mija. That's manipulation. And I don't think you even realize you're doing it. Sofia started crying. That's not fair. Isn't it? Let me ask you something. If I say no, what happens? Sofia didn't answer. That's what I thought. You find someone else to pay for it, or you put it on credit cards, or you guilt your mother into taking out a loan. But either way, you get what you want, and everyone else pays the price. Veronica set down her napkin and looked at her goddaughter with eyes full of something that looked like heartbreak. I love you more than anything, Sofia. I always have, but I'm not going to fund your fantasy while you erase me from it. That's where I draw the line. So you're not going to help? I didn't say that, but we need to talk about what help looks like. Real help, not enabling. Sofia looked away. I'll think about it, Veronica said, which was a lie. She'd already decided. She decided the moment Sofia asked her not to be in the wedding. 2 weeks later, Sofia texted Veronica. Not a phone call, not an in-person conversation. A text message. Madrina, I've decided to move forward with the wedding plans. I'm going to ask my cousin Lucia to be a bridesmaid instead of you. I think it will work out better. I hope you understand. I love you. XOXO. Veronica read that text 7 times. She read it to me sitting in my kitchen, and I had to grab her hand because she was shaking. XOXO, Veronica said. Like we're friends on Instagram? Like I'm not the woman who held her when she was born? I didn't have an answer for her. That's when Veronica did something I've never seen her do. She stopped responding to Sofia's calls. Not forever, just she was busy. Always busy. Always at work. Always unavailable. Sofia left messages. Madrina, I miss you. Call me back. Veronica didn't call back. Sofia texted. Are you coming to the bridal shower? Veronica responded. I have to work that day. Enjoy. She didn't have to work. But she wasn't going to watch Sofia play dress-up with all her college friends while Veronica, the woman who'd paid for that college education, sat on the sidelines like some visiting relative. 3 weeks before the wedding, Diego called Veronica. Madrina, we need to talk about the investment. Sofia said you've been distant, and I think it's because you're worried about the business. But I'm telling you, this is solid. I've done the research. In 2 years, we'll double your money. That's nice, Veronica said coldly, but I've decided not to invest. What? Why not? I don't trust you, because I think you're using my goddaughter to get to my money. and because I'm done funding other people's dreams while I put mine on hold. That's really ungrateful, madrina. After Sofia let you be so important to her. Veronica hung up. She didn't answer when he called back. She didn't answer when Sofia called back. She didn't answer for 3 days. Then, on the 4th day, Veronica did something that shocked Sofia into reality. She withdrew $45,000 from the bank, not to give to Diego, to take it away from him. She called Sofia at work. "I'm done," Veronica said. "The money you want from me for Diego's food truck, I'm not giving it. In fact, I'm moving that $45,000 out of the account I was keeping it in." "Madrina, you can't do that. Diego is counting on it." "I don't care. He can count on his own family." "And Sofia, I'm also pulling out of the wedding. I'm not paying for anything. Not the catering, not the venue, nothing. You want a modern, elegant wedding without your tacky Mexican godmother? Congratulations. Now you get to pay for it yourself. You can't just abandon me right now." "I'm not abandoning you, mija. I'm protecting myself. There's a difference." Sofia cried. Sofia begged. Sofia called Veronica's house constantly. Veronica didn't answer. For the first time in Sofia's life, Veronica said no. The wedding was supposed to happen 3 weeks later. 2 weeks before the date, Sofia's mother, Maria, called Veronica. "Veronica, please. Sofia is a mess. She's not eating, she's not sleeping, she's crying constantly. Whatever this fight is about, can we fix it?" "There's nothing to fix, Maria. I love your daughter. But I won't be treated this way anymore." "Treated what way? She's just a girl trying to have a nice wedding. She's asking me to erase myself to make her comfortable, to fund her dreams while she makes me feel small. I'm done." Maria sighed, a sad, exhausted sigh. "What if I pay you back the money you spent on her? For college, for the quinceañera, all of it." "It's not about the money. If it was about the money, I would have stopped helping her years ago." "Then what's it about?" "It's about respect and gratitude and not letting people make you small just because they want to feel big." After that call, things moved quickly. Sofia and Diego couldn't afford the wedding they'd planned. Without Veronica's financial support and with Diego's food truck investment falling through, they were in trouble. Diego wanted to cancel entirely, but Sofia called Veronica with a different proposal. "Madrina, can we talk? In person?" Veronica almost said no, but some part of her, the part that loved Sofia unconditionally, the part that had changed diapers and packed lunches and paid for dreams, that part said yes. They met at a coffee shop, neutral territory. Sofia looked terrible, mijas. Red-rimmed eyes, dark circles, weight loss, the whole picture of someone falling apart. "I'm sorry," Sofia said immediately. "I'm so sorry, madrina. You were right about everything. I was ashamed of you and I hate myself for it. I was being ungrateful and rude and..." "Sofia, breathe. I don't deserve your forgiveness. I don't deserve you. I've been so awful to the person who's done nothing but love me my whole life." Veronica waited for Sofia to continue. "The wedding is off. Diego wants to elope anyway. We're scaling it back to just immediate family and a restaurant dinner. And madrina, I want you to know that I didn't ask this lightly, but would you even want to come?" It was a real question. Sofia was genuinely prepared for Veronica to say no. "Do you want me there?" Veronica asked. "Of course I do. You're my madrina. You're my family. You're the most important person to me. And I was so stupid to make you feel like you weren't." Veronica looked at her goddaughter and saw the truth in her eyes. "What changed?" she asked. "Everything," Sofia said. "I got a call from Diego's brother." Sofia told Veronica everything that had happened in the 2 weeks since Veronica withdrew her support. Diego had apparently been running a scam, not just with Veronica, but with multiple investors. Promise big returns, keep the capital, disappear. But Veronica had been smart enough to say no before he took her money. When Veronica refused to fund the food truck, Diego panicked. He didn't have $45,000 from anywhere else. The wedding plans were based on Veronica's financial support. Without it, everything fell apart. He started blaming Sofia. "Your godmother is selfish," he told Sofia. "She's jealous that you're getting married. She wants to keep you dependent on her. Sofia believed him for a while, until Diego's brother reached out. Sofia, he said on the phone, I need to tell you what my brother does. He targets women with financial support systems, gets close to them, finds out where the money is, then he tries to access it through them. I've seen him do this to 3 girls. I'm telling you because I like you, and I don't want you to end up hurt. Sofia asked Diego about it. He got angry, violent angry. He told her she was stupid, that his brother was lying, that she was ruining his dreams because she was too weak to understand vision. Sofia left him that night. So the wedding? Veronica asked gently. Canceled. Well, postponed. Diego and I are done. I'm moving back in with my mom for a while. And madrina, I need to tell you something else. What's that? I found a list on Diego's computer. Names of women, amounts next to each name, including you. $45,000. You weren't the only person he was trying to get money from. You were the first one who said no. Veronica closed her eyes. She thought about how close she'd come, how close Sofia had come to having her identity stolen, her future destroyed, her financial future devastated. She thought about that voice inside her that had warned her about Diego from the beginning. She thought about standing her ground. Thank God, she whispered. For what? Sofia asked. That you're here, that I listened to my gut, that I valued myself enough to say no. Sofia started crying again, but these were different tears. These were healing tears. I'm so sorry, madrina. I'm so sorry I treated you that way. I'm so sorry I tried to erase you. Veronica reached across the table and took Sofia's hand. Listen to me very carefully, Mia. What happened with Diego, that wasn't your fault. But what happened between us, the way you treated me, we need to talk about that. Sofia nodded, waiting. I forgive you. I forgave you the moment I withdrew that money, actually, because I realized something. If I wasn't willing to stand up for myself, how could I teach you to stand up for yourself? I don't understand. I was letting you treat me like I was disposable, like my love wasn't worth respecting. And then I was surprised when someone else, Diego, thought it was okay to disrespect me too. I taught you that pattern by allowing it. That's not fair. You're not responsible for Diego. I'm not responsible for him. But I am responsible for how I let people treat me. And I am responsible for showing you through my actions what respect looks like. I wasn't doing that. I was doing the opposite. I was showing you that if someone loves you enough, they'll accept being treated poorly. Sofia absorbed this. So, what now? She asked quietly. Now, Veronica said, we start over, but differently. Veronica didn't just forgive Sofia. She set boundaries. I love you unconditionally, she told her goddaughter. But my love is not a blank check. I will support you, but I won't enable you. I will help you build your life, but I won't build it for you. Do you understand the difference? I think so, Sofia said. When you ask for help from now on, I'm going to ask you, have you exhausted all your own options first? If you're in real need, not wants, then I'm here. But you have to honor that by not taking advantage of it. I won't, Sofia promised. I swear. Also, Veronica continued, I want you to know something. I'm retiring from the hospital in 5 years. I'm going to travel. I'm going to rest. I'm going to take care of myself the way I've been taking care of everyone else. That money I've been saving, that's sacred to me now. You will never be allowed to touch it. And if you ask, I will say no automatically. Is that understood? Yes, Sofia said. Yes, madrina. Thank you for setting that boundary. And here's the beautiful part, Mijos. Sofia actually meant it. She moved back in with her mother. She got a new job, not the same marketing firm, but a different one that paid the same. She started going to therapy to process her issues with identity and worth and shame. She started talking to Veronica again. Real conversations about Sofia's dreams, about her fears, about who she really was underneath all the pretending. I hated my accent in my family's voice, Sofia told Veronica one day. I hated that my mom's English wasn't perfect. I hated that you called me mija instead of sweetie. I hated that our culture felt loud and embarrassing. And now? Veronica asked. Now I'm learning to love it. I'm learning Spanish. I'm learning about my family's history. I'm learning that my mom's accent is beautiful because it means she survived. That you calling me mija is an honor. That being Mexican isn't something to be ashamed of. It's something to be proud of. Veronica cried. Happy tears this time. 1 year after not funding the wedding, Sofia asked Veronica something. Madrina, can I take you out to dinner? I want to take you somewhere nice, and I want to pay. Sofia, you just got a new job. You probably need to save. I need to do this. Please, let me. So they went to a nice restaurant, and Sofia paid the bill. $75 for both of them. It was the first time Sofia had ever bought Veronica dinner. And Veronica cried so hard she had to go to the bathroom to fix her makeup. What's wrong? Sofia asked when she came back. Nothing's wrong. Everything is right. For the first time in a long time, everything is right. 2 years after the non-wedding, Sofia met someone new. His name was Miguel, and he was different from Diego in every way that mattered. He was kind. He had realistic dreams. He didn't need other people's money to validate his self-worth. Most importantly, he treated Veronica with respect. Thank you for everything you've done for Sofia, he told Veronica the first time they met. She's told me about you. You're her hero. I'm just her madrina, Veronica said modestly. You're more than that. You're the woman who showed her what unconditional love looks like. That's everything. When Miguel proposed to Sofia, he did something beautiful. He went to Veronica first. I want to marry Sofia, he told her. But more than that, I want your blessing. She's told me that you're the most important person in her life, and I respect that. In fact, I think that's beautiful. Veronica hugged him. She hugged him and cried. You have my blessing. And thank you for honoring what we mean to each other. The wedding planning was different this time. Sofia asked Veronica to be her maid of honor. I know we had that whole thing before, Sofia said carefully. And I don't want you to feel obligated. Mia, I would be honored. The wedding was small and beautiful and deeply Mexican. There were mariachis, there were bright flowers, there was Spanish spoken throughout. There was family, real family, not just people connected by blood, but people connected by love and loyalty and respect. Sofia walked down the aisle and saw Veronica crying in the front row, and she broke into a huge smile. After the ceremony, Sofia hugged her madrina tight. Thank you, she whispered, for loving me, for teaching me, for never letting me believe that I had to be ashamed of where I come from. That's what madrinas do, Veronica said. We love you, all of you, not the version of you that you think is good enough. All of you, every part. 3 years have passed since Sofia's second wedding. Verónica retirió del hospital en Esquevo. Tomó un viaje de 3 meses por México, visitando a todos los lugares que le pasaban sus padres. Compró una pequeña casita en el pueblo costero donde está caliente, tiende jardín, lee libros y se duerme pasa a las 5 de la mañana por primera vez en 40 años. Y está feliz, genuinamente, profundamente feliz. Tienen un hijo nacido en el México llamado Rodrigo. When Rodrigo pasó, Sofía le llamó Verónica inmediatamente. Madrina, ya está, es perfecto. Quiero preguntarte algo importante. What's that, mija? Will you be his madrina to Rodrigo? Verónica pudo hablar apenas. Sí, oye, Sofía, sí. I want him to grow up knowing that he's loved unconditionally, that he doesn't have to pretend to be anything he's not, that the people who love him will love all of him, his culture, his accent, his traditions, all of it. I want him to learn that from you. I will teach him everything I know, Veronica promised. At Rodrigo's baptism, Veronica stood at the altar, holding this tiny baby boy, and she made the same promise she'd made 30-some years earlier when she became Sofia's madrina. I promise to love you, to protect you, to help you understand your worth, to be there for you through everything. And this time, Mías, she meant it with a heart that had learned what it meant to be respected for that love. Now here's the most beautiful part of this story, and I need you to listen carefully. Veronica doesn't talk about the non-wedding much. It's not a source of pain anymore. It's a source of wisdom. But last month, something happened that brought it all full circle. Sofia came to Verónica with her son. Madrina, Rodrigo es 3 años de edad, and he's already starting to notice things. He's asking why some people have accents and why some people don't. He's asking why some families speak Spanish and some speak English. And I realized I don't have the answers he needs. What do you need from me? Verónica asked. I need you to teach him what you taught me, about pride, about cultural identity, about the fact that being Mexican isn't something to overcome, it's something to celebrate. I would love to do that. And Madrina, I have something else to tell you. I've been writing about my life, about the wedding I almost had, about how I almost made the biggest mistake of my life by rejecting the people who loved me most. I think I'm going to publish it someday, as an essay or maybe a book. And I want people to know about you, about what real love looks like, about what madrinas do. Verónica held Sofia's face in her hands. Mija, I'm so proud of you, not for publishing something, but for turning your pain into wisdom. That's what heroes do. Last week, Sofia sent Verónica something in the mail. It was a photo album, not just photos, but letters. Letters Sofia had written throughout her life, letters she'd been keeping. Letters from her quinceañera, from her college graduation, from her first job, from when she met Miguel, from when she became a mother. And in the front of the album, a handwritten note. Madrina, I have spent my life trying to run from you. I thought if I ran far enough, I could become someone worthy of love on my own terms. It took me a long time to understand that I was already worthy, not because I accomplished anything, but because you saw something in me worth loving, and you've loved it consistently, unconditionally, even when I tried to push you away. This album is to say thank you for not letting me erase you, for standing up for yourself, for teaching me that real love sets boundaries, for being my madrina, not just in title, but in every way that matters. I will spend the rest of my life trying to be worthy of what you've given me, not by achieving things or becoming someone different, but by loving people the way you taught me to love, completely, unconditionally, with respect. You are my hero, madrina. You always have been. I'm just now old enough to understand that. Te quiero, Sofia. When Verónica read that letter to me, mijas, I held her while she cried, and I told her something she needed to hear. You didn't just save Sofia's life that day when you said no. You saved your own. You taught her, and maybe you needed to learn it too, that the people who love us most deserve our respect. That love isn't measured in money or sacrifices. It's measured in boundaries, in self-respect, in knowing when to say no. Verónica looked at me with eyes full of understanding. I spent so many years thinking that being a good madrina meant giving everything, no limits, no questions. But the truth is, the best gift I ever gave Sofia was when I refused to give her what she asked for. Why do you think that is? I asked her. Because it showed her that she wasn't worth sacrificing myself for, that she was worth protecting me from. That real love doesn't erase yourself. Real love elevates everyone involved. So, mijas, before I let you go, let me tell you what I learned from watching Verónica and Sofia go through this. First, your love is not an ATM. Verónica gave Sofia everything for 30 years. $18,000 for a quinceañera, $48,000 for college, hours of labor, nights away from her own life. And it was beautiful. But it became a problem when Sofia started to believe that money was the measure of love. When she started to think that if Verónica really loved her, there would be no limit, no boundary, no. If someone in your life is asking you to erase yourself, your dignity, your future, your needs for their comfort, that's not love. That's manipulation. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do is say no. Second, shame is contagious, but so is pride. Sofia was ashamed of her culture, ashamed of Veronica's working-class background, ashamed of the traditions that made her family her family. But where did she learn that shame? From a world that tells us that being Mexican is less than, that traditional is less than, that working with your hands is less than, that accents are less than. Veronica didn't learn that shame. She rejected it. And eventually, Sofia learned to reject it too. But only because Veronica refused to internalize it. She refused to apologize for who she was or how she loved. That's power, mijas. That's real power. Third, the people who love you most will set boundaries. Sofia thought that Veronica saying no meant she didn't love her. But the opposite is true. Veronica said no because she loved Sofia so much that she wouldn't let Sofia destroy her own character by becoming someone who discards people. If someone loves you, they will tell you the truth, even when it hurts, even when you don't want to hear it, even when it costs them something to tell you. The people who just say yes to everything, they don't love you. They're using you, or they're too afraid to risk your anger to protect you. But real love says, I see what you're doing, and I can't participate in it. I won't. Fourth, your past is your power, not your shame. Sofia spent years running from where she came from her mom's accent, from Veronica's working class status, from the traditions that connected her to something larger than herself. But all that running taught her was that she was empty, that nothing she accomplished on her own could fill the hole left by rejecting her roots. It wasn't until she stopped running, until she turned around and said, I am the granddaughter of people who survived. I am the goddaughter of a woman who worked night shifts so I could sleep in comfort. I am Mexican, and I am proud that she finally felt whole. Your culture isn't a liability, mijas. It's your foundation. It's the ground you stand on. And if you try to reject it to make other people comfortable, you're rejecting yourself. And that never ends well. Fifth, forgiveness requires accountability. This is important, so listen carefully. Veronica forgave Sofia, but she didn't forget what happened. And she didn't just welcome Sofia back with no consequences. Veronica set boundaries. She made it clear that her love was still unconditional, but her financial support was not. She made it clear that she would support Sofia, but not enable her. She made it clear that respect had to go both ways. Real forgiveness isn't about pretending nothing happened. Real forgiveness is about allowing someone to change while also protecting yourself from being hurt the same way again. If someone keeps hurting you and you keep forgiving them without them changing anything, that's not forgiveness. That's self-abandonment. And finally, the people who love you are not responsible for making your life perfect. Sofia wanted Veronica to fund her wedding and her husband's business. She wanted Veronica to make her life work the way she wanted it to work. But Veronica isn't Sofia's fairy godmother. She's her madrina, a woman who loves her and guides her and supports her. But Sofia has to build her own life. And you know what? When Sofia started building her own life instead of expecting Veronica to build it for her, Sofia became stronger. She became smarter. She became the kind of woman who could recognize a predator like Diego before he destroyed her. That's what real love does. It doesn't solve your problems. It gives you the strength and the foundation to solve them yourself. So if you're listening to this and you recognize yourself in Veronica's story, if you're the one being taken for granted, the one being treated like an ATM, the one being excluded while you're still being asked to pay, hear me when I say this. Your love is precious. Protect it. Your future is sacred. Guard it. Your self-respect is not negotiable. Demand it. The people who love you will understand boundaries. They might resist at first. They might cry or guilt trip or threaten. But if they really love you, eventually they'll understand. And they'll respect you more for having them. And if they don't, if they choose to abandon you when you finally stand up for yourself, then they weren't loving you anyway. They were using you, and you're better off without them. And to those listening who are like Sofia, who have taken people for granted, who have been ashamed of where you come from, who have pushed away the people who love you most, it's not too late. You can change. You can turn around. You can come home to yourself and to the people who matter. But you have to do it now, while they're still here, while there's still time. Don't wait until it's too late to appreciate the people who love you. Don't wait until they're gone to regret pushing them away. Call your madrina, call your abuela, call the person who's been there for you. Tell them you love them. Tell them you see them now. Tell them you're sorry, and mean it. Not with words, with actions, with boundaries, with respect, with gratitude. Because time is the one thing we can't get back, Mijos. And the people who love us are the most precious thing we have. This is your Tía Lupita reminding you, family isn't just blood, it's the people who show up. The people who set boundaries out of love. The people who refuse to let you become small. Those are your real family. Honor them. Hasta la próxima.